Here's this Enos' Sport bringing you that heat and that fire. I told y'all, man. That's that Game of Thrones, though. Anybody know about Game of Thrones? No, man. Video game and the show. That thing lit. Anyways, man, let's get on to this, though. Hear me and hear me well. I'm glad the Toronto Raptors knew what time it is. You know what I'm saying? See, this is the problem with We the North. That's why I said. It's befitting, dog, because we the North. That's what the Toronto Raptors were saying, man. Toronto Raptors fans were saying. We the North. Like they Winterfell or something like that. Higgity fucking hush, man. I'm glad y'all put respect on Kawhi Leonard's name. Because that's the guy that did the heavyweight lifting that got you that NBA championship. If it wasn't for Kawhi Leonard, the Toronto Raptors would be titleless. Let me say it again. If it wasn't for Kawhi Leonard, the Toronto Raptors would be titleless. You got to give respect where respect is due. You saw Kyrie. You saw Kyle Lowry. He showed up and he made sure he hand-delivered the title to Kawhi Leonard. Because that's the ring. That ring that Kawhi Leonard got, that's the ring that matters. Because that's the ring that made it possible for Pascal Siakam to have a ring. That's the ring that made it possible for Fred VanVleet to have a ring. That's the ring that made it possible for Danny Green to have a ring. That's the ring that made it possible for Kyle Lowry to have a ring. That's the ring that made it possible for Masai Ujiri to have a ring. That's a ring that made it possible for Nick Nurse to have a ring. So when you see these players humble themselves, the Serge Ibakas of the world, like he did by always giving Kawhi Leonard his just due and saying, you know what? That's that dude right there. If it wasn't for him, we would not be where we're at. And then what does Kawhi Leonard do? This is what I'm trying to tell you. A true competitor, dog. He goes in there and busts their ass for 20 points, dog. Let me say it again. Bust their ass with a 20-point blowout. That's what I'm talking about, man. We stick it to them, dog. Because a competitor understands and he has to let the team know by that blowout, 112 to 92, that I am the reason why you have that title once in every 100 years. And guess what? By the time you get another title, I won't be around. They're going to have tombs. They're going to have my grave in place. Because it's going to be another 100 years from now before another title is unctioned, before another title is delivered. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. So when you playing that, when you playing that Game of Thrones, though, you got to say we, the North. Because guess what? Y'all not the North no more. Y'all more of we, the South. Because y'all didn't understand. When y'all made fun of Kevin Durant the way that y'all did, y'all was setting yourselves up for the ultimate demise. So these Toronto Raptors fans, y'all paying for it right now. Look at y'all. Y'all started getting bumps and bruises. Y'all started playing real teams. What's going on in the Eastern Conference? You're trending downward. Let me say it again. You're trending downward because Pascal Siakam, his name doesn't tell you superstar. Fred VanVleet, his name doesn't tell you superstar. Even though you in the Eastern Conference, this team is not going to deliver the goods. This team is not going far. Because as good as Nick Nurse is in his coaching and all of that, there's no Kawhi Leonard because that team that you have was a team set up for a Kawhi Leonard to take over the top. Remember what I told you guys about basketball? Y'all need that over-the-top player so that he can deliver the goods. Without the over-the-top player, screw team mechanics, screw everything else. If you don't have that dynamic superstar, you don't have nothing. Let me say it again. If you don't have that dynamic superstar in basketball that could change things around, that could demoralize defenses with shots after shots after shots, that could deliver the goods and do what he's supposed to, then you don't have nothing. So I end this with this. Y'all not the North, dog. Y'all we the South. Toronto Raptors. Y'all messed up, man. Because guess what Kawhi Leonard is doing right now? He's going to make another team, a third team, a championship, and that's the Los Angeles Clippers. They run LA, not the Lakers. Them. They're the real team that run LA. Look it. He switched over to where you guys are at. Now he's over there on the Clippers, and they're number 2 in the West. And that's with them not even being fully healthy. So Toronto Raptors, y'all missed out. Y'all should have never made fun of Kevin Durant. Y'all should have never acted like the backstabbing fans that y'all were. Maybe y'all would have still had Kawhi Leonard, because remember, he was torn at one point. But if y'all didn't do that, maybe y'all could have retained his services. I mean, it's not like he wanted to play with y'all in the first place. I mean, he was using you guys as layaway, but still, he probably would have considered playing for you guys. But you messed that up. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.